There's a blatant scam for the world to see happening in Oakland. It is so comically obvious, so painfully transparent, it's hard to believe anyone is falling for it. It's even harder to believe Major League Baseball is allowing it to happen. But it just took an even more pathetic turn as the A's seem to have put the screws to sponsors at Fans Fest. Hey, before we go any further, remember to subscribe to this channel by clicking on this button below me. You'll be amongst the first to know when there's a new video up. I appreciate the support. Subscribe and be one with the channel. Now, if you're an A's fan, you know the depths of this cruelty. If you're not, you may wonder why I spend so much time and have published so many videos regarding the A's relocation. It's twofold. I'm sick to my stomach that this is happening in plain sight to a loyal fan base. But I'm also trying to sound the alarm to every sports fan out there, because if you sit idly by and watch John the Con Fisher steal the A's to Vegas, then I'm telling you they can do this to your team too. The latest mafioso move by the A's is to try and shake down, intimidate sponsors of Fans Fest, a pair of independent fan groups, the Last Dive Bar and the 68s, have organized this gathering in a few days coming up. And they just learned, one of their lead sponsors, Drake Brewing, has pulled out at the last minute and gave no reason why. Now, Drake Brewing sells beer at the Coliseum, and many believe this was the A's strong-arming the company not to rub elbows with the enemy and leveraging being able to sell it inside the stadium. Before you go off and say this is just a bunch of paranoid, wounded A's fans looking for John the Con to be the bad guy again, Last Dive Bar tweeted at me. They have confirmation that the A's did indeed try to pressure another one of their sponsors to pull out. So let's start with the franchise imploring sponsors not to chum around with the enemy. Imagine framing your best fans as the enemy. The team didn't bother to throw FanFest this year, probably because they want to keep up the charade that there's no interest in the Bay Area. How would it look if thousands of fans decked out in A's gear showed up for a team that insists it has no local support? Never mind, these groups are literally the most loyal, most fervent customers that you have for the business. Instead of thanking them for still sticking by the team and maybe showing up this year and the next 3 before they go to Vegas, despite them trying to move the franchise, they're waging a silent war against these people. See, the thing every fan base needs to worry about is this orchestrated apathy. This is playbook stuff, straight out of the movie Major League. You think this can't happen? It is. Field a terrible team by not spending any money, let the existing stadium fall into disrepair, refuse to do business with the local government in good faith, and then voila! You can claim there's no reason to stay, and you can move the team to make a buck. Look, you don't think this can happen to your team in your city? Watch what baseball is doing. The owners don't even agree this is the right move by John Fisher. According to ESPN's Jeff Passan, they're grumbling behind the scenes that this is short-sighted to leave the 10th largest media market for the smallest and let $70 million a year in local TV money just evaporate. But the other owners are holding their nose and going along with it because, well, a member of their club is trying to get rich and they don't ever want someone else stopping them from doing the same thing. The issue here is John the Con and his knuckle-dragging pack of henchmen are terrible at this. They're disorganized, they're clumsy, and they're incompetent. They're simultaneously screwing up the departure and now the new destination as well. Where are those new ballpark renderings again? To shake down local small businesses who want to support your most loyal fans, to intimidate groups who have far less money and far less power than you do because they want to put their product in front of customers? It's the lowest of the low. It's 2-bit mafia stuff that Tony Soprano would cringe at. John the Con and his cronies are lowlifes. They are crass, crude, fearful punks who are spineless enough not to explain themselves in public, but privately, oh, here's where they're suddenly tough guys. A crew of C students and trust fund babies who think they're cool because they have daddy's money at the country club. And they're using it to harass the high school caddies and the cart girls. Little do they know, everyone is laughing at them. If Rob Manfred had a spine, he'd stop all this. He'd put an end to this clown show. He'd prevent John the Con from ruining anything else, from poisoning the Vegas market with incompetence, and ruining the Oakland fan base, which is clearly ready and willing to spend money and support a baseball team. But Manfred's an accomplice in this heist. The good news is there are 5 new beer sponsors that have stepped in to Drake Brewery's vacancy. Oh wait, more local financial support for this organization. Huh, who knew? Beware, sports fans, I'm telling you, if they're doing it in Oakland, they can do it to you too. This is also a moment in time where it's kind of important for baseball, the league, the owners, and all the individual baseball teams to try to gin up as much local support as humanly possible, to create excitement amongst its fan base. Ratings have cratered from the All-Star game to the playoffs of the World Series. And yes, new rules have certainly helped interest in the sport, but you've lost a generation of baseball fans. So the idea that you would actively try to wage war against some of them is insanity. How baseball can sit there, all of those owners and that commissioner Rob Manfred, and act as though they're doing well by the game. They're trying to set up the sport for down the road. They're trying to grow interest in baseball. Is a joke. They're looking at a city, a fan base that desperately loves its baseball team. And they are telling them, please go away. And if you won't, we'll force you to go away. You're seeing more and more guys like Jeff Passan, like Ken Rosenthal. Baseball insiders go, I don't get what's going on here. This is all messy, it's incoherent, and it's ridiculous. I mean, these are national voices identifying how stupid this whole thing is. And there's Rob Manfred twiddling his thumbs all the way to his 2029 retirement announcement. If you're tooling around the Bay Area, if maybe you're heading over to Fans Fest in a couple of days, just remember, if you see anybody in the A's front office, you know you're staring at a bunch of cowards. Hey, thanks as always for watching, everybody. Once again, leave your comments below. I love reading through them. The A's fans, we got your back. We're here in support of you. There's a ton of fans across the country that absolutely stand behind you in all of this. Once again, subscribe by clicking on this button over here. I appreciate it as always. I'm DA, Damon Amendolara. We'll talk to you next time.